What's up guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna be implementing authentication in MERN Stack where user can sign up and log into their account. As you can see, I am writing some email and let's add a password here. We have also added form validation in backend. If you try to add some random password, you're gonna get a response of 400. You see, we have also added HTML form validation. Okay, let's add @ and let's add some valid password. Sign up to this account. Let's log into this account. If we try to add wrong password or email, we're gonna get a response of 400 invalid email or password. Let's add a valid password and sign into this account. Okay, we have logged in. Let's log out. If an user has signed up with the email and try to create another account with the same email, we're gonna send a response of our email already exists. Before we get started, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. So without wasting time, let's get started. First, we're gonna create a folder named Auth in MERN, and we're gonna navigate into this folder and we're gonna create server folder. This will be our backend of our application, and we're gonna initialize this with npm. We're gonna install some dependencies like express, mongoose, .env, nodemon, and cores. So let's install them. After installing them, we're gonna open this project in Visual Studio. Okay, let's close this. In package.json, we're gonna start this project with nodemon index.js. Okay, let's save this file. Let's create index.js in root folder. We're gonna import .env module here and call .config method const express is equal to require express module, then const app equal to express. Let's add a comment here. It will be middleware. Okay, our middleware will be express.json, and we're gonna add another middleware course. Let's import it and let's use app.use course. Okay, let's add port process.env.port or else 8080. Then we're gonna listen on this port. We're gonna console.log listening on port 8080. Okay, let's save this file. Let's create db.js file. In this file, let's import mongoose module. Okay, we're gonna export this function and this connection panels which required to connect our database. Use new URL parser and use unified topology. Okay, let's add try catch block. In try, let's add mongoose.connect require process.env or database URL. Let's add .env file. Here you add your database URL. Okay, let's save this. And our connection params. If you are connected, we're gonna console.log connected to database successfully. Okay, if an error occurred, we're gonna console.our_error and console.log could not connect to our database. Okay, let's save this and import it here. Const connection require AV. Let's call here, add a comment and connection, call this. Save this file. Let's test npm start. Okay, our file is working. Before we create user model, we're gonna install JSON Web Token, Joy, and Joy password complexity. We're gonna use JSON Web Token to authenticate user, and Joy password complexity to validate the data sent by the user. After installing them, let's create models folder. Here user.js file. In this file, let's import mongoose module. Mongoose. Okay. After importing mongoose, let's create user schema. New mongoose.schema, and first name will be type string, and it required true. Let's copy this and paste it here. Change this to last name, email, password. Okay, let's add a method which returns JSON Web Token for the specified user with a payload of ID. Let's import JSON Web Token here. Require JSON Web Token. Let's write const token JWT dot sign and add payload here. I'm just adding ID. Okay, let's add private key. In .env file, let's add our private key, which should be strong and secure. If someone found private key, they're gonna easily manipulate the JSON Web Token, so it should be secured. Then we're gonna add expires in 7 days, because this token is gonna expire in 7 days. Let's return this token. Okay, let's create user model. Const user is equal to mongoose.model, and we're gonna name it user, and user schema. Okay, let's add validation function here. Let's import Joy, require Joy, and password complexity. Require Joy password complexity. Okay, then let's add const validate data, and then const schema joy.object, first name joy.string, required, and we're gonna name it label first name because we don't want to show first name to be like this. So let's copy this and paste it here. It should be last name, and here also. Okay, let's add email joy.string.email .required .label. Let's add email. Let's add password let's remove this. Okay, remove password complexity .required .label and password. Then we're gonna return schema.validate data. Okay, let's export module.exports user model and validate function. Let's save this file. Before we create register route, we're gonna install bcrypt module. We're gonna use this module to hash our password and save this in database. After installing this, let's create routes folder. Here users.js file, and we're gonna import router from express module .router. Then we're gonna export our router. Let's add router.post and async function. Here let's add try catch block in try, const error. Let's import user model and validate function. User and validate require dot models user. Okay, let's use validate and send request.body. It's gonna validate. If an error is occurred, we're gonna return with restore status of 400 and send a message error.details 0.message. Okay, if not error occurred, then we're gonna check whether the user with the same email already exists or not. Okay, if an user exists, then we're gonna return with the status of 409 and send message user with given email already exists. Then let's import bcrypt module. Require bcrypt, okay, const salt and await bcrypt.gensalt member process.env.salt. Let's add this in env file. Salt, I'm adding 10. Okay, let's add 10 and save this file. Okay, let's open here. Const hash password, await bcrypt.hash. Let's add request.body password and salt. It's gonna hash our password. Let's await new user with data. I'm using spread operator here. Then we're gonna change password to hash password and let's save this dot save. Okay, after that we're gonna send status with 201 dot send. Message will be user created successfully. Okay, if an error occurred, then we're gonna send a status with 500 and message will be internal server error. In routes folder, let's create auth.js file. Here let's import router from express module dot router method. Then we're gonna import user, require dot models from user. We're gonna export this router. Let's add router dot post and async function, request address in try catch block, in try const error. Let's create validate function, const joy, require joy. Here in below const validate and data and const schema is equal to joy dot object. Email will be joy dot string dot email dot required dot label email. Then let's add password, joy dot string dot required dot label will be password. Okay, then we're gonna return schema dot validate data. Okay, let's use validate function here. Validate request dot body. If an error occurred, then I'm gonna return with status of 400 dot send. Message will be error dot details dot message. Okay, const user, await user dot find one, email request dot body dot email. If an user is not exist, then we're gonna return this dot status with 401 and send a message invalid email or password. Okay, const valid password. Wait, let's import bcrypt. Okay, const bcrypt is equal to require bcrypt. Okay, bcrypt dot compare request dot body dot password and user dot password. If valid password is not, then we're gonna return with the status of 401, and send message will be invalid email or password. If email and password are valid, then we're gonna call user.generate a token method. It's gonna return JSON web token, and we're gonna send the status of 200. Send data will be token, and message will be logged in successfully. Okay. If an error occurred, then we're gonna return with status of 500. Dot send message will be internal server error. In index.js, let's import user routes. Require routes from users. Then auth routes. Require routes from auth file. Let's add a comment here. Routes app.use API users and user routes. Then we're gonna add app.use API auth and auth routes. We're gonna create a React app with the command npx create React app, and we're gonna name it client. It would take some time to install dependencies. I will be back in a second after installing them. We're gonna navigate into client, and we're gonna install Axios and React Router DOM. Axios to call API and React Router DOM to assign routes for our components. Okay, we're gonna install them. After installing them, let's open this project in Visual Studio. Let's clean up this readme and app.css, test, logo, everything. Let's delete them. In index.js, let's remove this and this. Let's import browser router from React Router DOM, browser router, and let's use it here and paste it here. Okay, let's save this file. In app.js, let's remove this and write hello world. Let's save this file. In source folder, let's create component folder. In this folder, let's create signup folder. In this, index.jsx and styles.module.css. In index.jsx, let's import styles from .styles.module.css. Then const signup. Let's return this, and we're gonna export default signup. Let's add div, the class name styles.signup container. In this, let's add div and styles.signup form container. Okay, let's add another div with the class name styles.left and div with styles.right in left. Let's add h1 tag with welcome back. Let's import link from React Router DOM. As you can see, they have automatically imported, and we're going to navigate this to login page, then button with sign in, and let's add type will be button, class name will be styles.whitebtn, and right. Let's write home form, and class name will be styles dot form container. In this form, h1 tag will be create account, and input will be type will be text, and placeholder will be first name. Let's import useState from React. Okay, let's use it here. Const data, set data, and we need useState. First name will be string, last name will be string, and email, password. Okay, let's use it here. First name will be first name. We should write exactly how we wrote in state. Then we're gonna add value data dot first name, and required class name will be styles dot input, and on change we're gonna create handle change. Okay, let's create a function here. Const handle change and current target. Let's change this into input, and set data. I'm gonna use head operator here, and in bracket input dot name, and value will be input dot value. It's gonna update. Okay, here let's copy this and paste it here. Let's change this to last name, and this is also last name, data dot last name. Okay, let's paste it here. Type will be email, it will be email, name will be email, data dot email. Okay, let's paste it here. Type will be password, placeholder password, name also password, and data dot password. Okay, let's add a button with sign up. Okay, type will be submit, and class name will be styles dot green btn. Okay, then we're gonna add const handle submit. Let's add this function, and let's add e here, e dot prevent default. Okay, let's add this function on submit, and handle submit. Okay, let's import Axios from Axios, and it's gonna be async function. We're gonna add try catch block. Const URL is equal to http localhost 8080, and we're gonna create user, so the route will be users, and const data, and we're gonna change this to response because we have used data already. Axios.post URL and data. Okay, let's console.log rest.message. Let's import use navigate from React Autodom. Const navigate is equal to use navigate, and call this function. Okay, let's use it here, navigate, and we're gonna navigate this to login page. Okay, if an error occurred, error dot response, and error dot response dot status. Let's write it down here. Okay, status is greater than equal to 400, and error dot response dot status is less than or equal to 500. So const error, set error, use state, then we're gonna set error dot response dot data dot message. We have saved our error, so let's show this to the user if an error occurred. We're gonna show this only if an error occurred. So and let's add div, with the class name styles dot error message, and it's going to be error. Okay, why is this handle change is not active? Let's change this to handle change. Okay, handle change. Okay, let's save this file. Here I have added CSS already. Just pause the video and write it down, or else I'm going to add source code link in a description. Just go there and copy it, paste it here. In source folder components, create login folder. In this folder, let's create index.jsx and styles.module.css. We have code in index.js. Copy it and paste it here, and let's remove use navigate, and it's a login page, so we don't need first name and last name. And let's remove navigate here. Okay, here in handle segment, let's change this URL to Auth, and they are going to be same. Okay, let's remove navigate and local storage dot set item token, and we're gonna send res.data, and window dot location will be home. Okay, let's remove this. It's going to be same. Let's change this sign up to login. Let's copy this h1 and link and paste it in right div, and copy this form and copy this and paste it here. Okay, here let's change h1 to be new here, and link route to be sign up, and it's going to be sign up. Okay, then in left div, let's add h1 login to your account. Okay, let's remove this first name input and last name input. Now email and password both are right, and it's also same. Okay, let's change this to error. In sign up also change this to error, sorry. Okay, save this. Here change this to sign in, and all are same. Let's save this file. In components, let's create main folder. In this, index.jsx and styles.module.css. Here let's import styles from .styles.module.css. then let's create main function, and we're gonna return. Let's export this default in return div.class styles.main container. Here let's add nav with the class name styles.navbar, and h1 will be fake book. Okay, and button will be logout. Let's add class name with the styles.whitebtn, and on click handle logout. Okay, let's add this function const handle logout function with arrow function. Here we're gonna remove local storage dot remove item token, then we're gonna window dot location dot reload. Okay, save this file. in app.js, let's import from React router DOM routes and navigate. Then we're gonna import main from components and main. Let's import signup from components, signup. Then we're gonna import login from components, login. So let's use them here. Let's remove this div and let's add routes here. In route and path will be this, and exact element will be main. Okay, let's add const user local storage.getItem token. If user is exists, then only we're gonna show this route. Okay, let's add another route. Route, remove this path to be sign up, and okay, exact element sign up route. Okay, copy this, paste it here, login and login. Okay, another thing. Okay, here we're gonna use navigate and we're gonna navigate this to login. Okay, save this file.